Hi, this is Controlled Chaos, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the top 5 worries I have for Apex Legends. Let's go ahead and get this started. First off, I want to talk about the graphics quality of this video compared to my last Apex Legends video. It's a lot less graphically appealing in this video, and there's a reason for that. In my first video, there's a lot of frame dropping where it looked like my character was skipping around and that there was lag. It wasn't the game, it was the recording. The recording software was dropping frames. The gameplay was nice and smooth. In order for me to fix that with my current system, I had to reduce the graphics quality of the game to stop that from happening. Now I am working on fixing that. I am working on getting a new computer. I'm going to be doing that slowly. The reason being is I build my own computers. I don't just go and buy a Dell or an Alienware or anything like that. I go out and I cherry pick what I want for my computer and build it myself. And so slowly over time you're going to see improvements of graphics and things like that. But now that that's said, let's go ahead and let's move into the actual list. Number 5 in the list is it being a fad, and there's a twofold reason for this. First reason is Battle Royales are a new subgenre in the whole entire thing. Yes, Battle Royales have been out for quite some time, about 5 years or so. Okay, that's understandable, but if you look at the lifetime of games, that is a short period of time in the video game industry. And with that being said, in the video game industry, it's things come and go. You know, one moment RPGs are the big thing. The next moment first-person shooters are the big thing. The next moment racing games are the big thing. The other thing is just the fact that what Apex Legends has done and what Respawn has done for Apex Legends is a bunch of new systems into Battle Royales, and it may be a fad there. It may be that players from Fortnite and PUBG came in, saw these new things and said, that's interesting, I want to try this out. And then they come in, they try it out, and they're not too worried about the respawn system. They're not big on the whole entire heroes and things like that. They may like Fortnite's build capability more than they like these systems that Respawn has put in of a respawn system and the hero system. Maybe that PUBG player comes in and they miss the more realistic feel of the game and the having to equip and swap out the attachments onto the weapons and so on and so forth. Now let's move on to number 4, monetization. This, right now, I feel Respawn's gone a little bit heavy-handed on the cost of items. It's just flat across the board for what they do. If it's a new texture on the model, or it's a whole entire new model itself, it's $10. And for a new model, new texture, I'm fine for that price. But it feels overly expensive for just a new texture in itself. What I'd really like to see is I'd like to see Respawn do a tiered system, because they already have it in the game, where you have just retextured stuff, and then you have retextured stuff that has some animations in it, and then you have the models redone with new textures. So they can do a 3-tiered step system. Whole entire new retexturing, at most $5. A whole entire new retexturing with animations, maybe like $7.50. whole entire new model with textures, $10. And the reason being is it takes time to do each of those and get them looking and feeling right. It's a shorter time to do a texture for a new model that you already have.
I'll take it.
It also takes a little bit more time to do the textures for the ones that have animations on.
I got something else.
And it's just a little bit different from just free texturing. The reason being is instead of doing one whole entire texture, you're having to do two textures on the model. One that's a static texture and one that's an animated texture. So it takes a little bit more time to do that. Redoing the modeling, that takes a lot of time because you have to have a 3D artist do the model and then it needs to be textured. So that's my basis on monetization. Let's move on to number 3, and that is content. With content, there's lots of content that can be done for this game. There's the banners, there's the poses, there's the new skins, there's the new weapons, there's the new characters, there's also new maps that can be put in. And this can be a whole entire tiered system. New textures and new banners and poses, I can see them popping those out quickly. Once a week, once every 2 weeks type of thing. Okay, a whole entire new model and texture for a weapon or a character. I see that once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month type of thing. And this is just going from my experience of a game developer that I'm pulling these numbers of how long it would take them. Okay? Then there's also doing new weapons. New weapons would take about, I'd say, a month's time, maybe 2 months, depending on if there's any extra coding that needs to be done, extra work. It really depends on the time frame. The reason why is they have to come up with the name, they have to figure out stats, they have to retexture, they have to create them all, then they have to create the texture for it, and then put it into the game. Now, characters is its own separate thing. New characters takes a lot more time. The reason why is not only are you doing the remodeling, a new model, a new texture, a whole entire new character design, it's also along the lines in the fact that they got to come up with the abilities, they have to come up with the background, they have to have voice acting done, they have to skin and rig the model, and then they have to animate it. That takes a lot of time. I see this once every 2 months, maybe 4 months type thing. Okay? And the final thing is new maps. This is every 6 months to a year, depending if they have a dedicated team just to doing new maps or not. If they have a dedicated team, it's easy that they could do it in 6 months. If not, and the whole entire team is sharing the load on all of these things, we're looking at a year's time. And the reason why is just because of the size of the maps. You gotta do the whole entire modeling of the terrain. If you have new building aspects and new environment aspects, you gotta model those out and texture those. And then if there's new movement concepts besides the zip lines and things like that, for getting around in the world, they gotta work on the mechanics for those. Okay? Now what I want to move on to is the next one, which is number 2, which is competition. There's already a lot of competition out there in the Battle Royale scene. And Apex Legends right now has grabbed some of that competition. They've grabbed it from Fortnite, they grabbed it from PUBG, and some of those players are going to go back to those games because they enjoyed some of the gameplay mechanics that those games have that Apex Legends doesn't have. Like I stated at the very beginning of this list, there's Fortnite. People may like the building aspect in Fortnite better than the aspects in Apex Legends. People might like the realism more in PUBG and having a lot of different vehicles than they like the systems in Apex Legends, and that's fine. It's just gonna happen, pure and simple. The other thing is that there's gonna be new competition later down the road coming in. There's gonna be people sitting there going, hey, we think we can do a better job at this. And Blizzard is one of those companies that does that time and time again. Look at Overwatch. Look at World of Warcraft. They came in, they did the same sort of things, but they did them in a different, more casual way. And then, there could be companies that come up with new ways to do battle royals. Just like how Respawn came in with the hero system and the respawning system that changed the game on how battle royales are played. And in my opinion, I really like the way Respawn's done it. In no other battle royale have I ever been placed number one. Non-PUBG, non-Fortnite. Apex Legends is the first one I've done that. And it's primarily due to the fact that there is the respawn system and there's the hero system put in place. I feel more effective in Apex Legends, which is why I'm staying with Apex Legends. But let's go ahead and move on to the number one reason I'm worried about this game. EA. Pure and simple. I am in no way a fan of EA. If anything, I don't like them. I despise the way they do business. I hate it with a passion. Their higher-ups and executives and CEOs are all about the money. Screw the players is their mentality. If the players are going to give us money, we don't care. And they've shown it time and time again. They have ruined my favorite franchises. Ultima Online, dead. Wing Commander, dead. SimCity, pretty much dead. And it's not just those games, but the companies that built them are gone. And it's all EA's fault, not the developers. Here's the reason why. I'm going to use Ultima as an example. Ultima was created by a game developer called Richard Garrison. Now,
stay near the health drone.
Richard, also known as Lord British, he made Ultima back in the days, early 80s. And it was a company that he created called Origins. EA bought Origins and brought them under their umbrella of gaming companies. And they did pretty well. They started the whole entire big fad of MMOs with Ultima Online. It wasn't the first MMO, it was just the big one to take off. Then they did Ultima 9. Basically what happened is they were getting ready to release. They were hitting the release date. Richard Garriott sat there and came out and said, this game's not right. It is too buggy. It crashes. It's broken. I don't want to put my name on this game until we fix these major bugs. EA literally said, no, you're going to fix this. Or, I'm sorry. They said, no, you're going to release this. Or you're going to resign. Richard Garriott took the higher road. He said, I'm not putting my name to this piece of crap right now until it's fixed. Therefore, I resign. And that's what happened there. Pure and simple. Also, look at Star Wars Battlefield 2. Look at what they did with the monetization. They got so much backlash on the heavy-handed monetization and pay-to-win opportunities in the game that when Respawn was working on Apex Legends and saw this, they went, we can't market this thing. No one will buy it because of what EA's done.
I'm back.
And I think that's the one smart thing EA did, is they said, okay, fine, not a problem.
Yep.
And so they brought it in under the radar. And they only announced it 2 hours before the game went live. Now,
Anyone
Respawn
have
says
any,
that EA does not
shield charges?
have their hands on the development or anything to do with Apex Legends. That's true for now.
Okay.
But EA is known for when they see the money, they dig their claws in and they take control.
Do it back here where
That's
they
my
can-
number one worry, is that EA will destroy this game. It scares me to no end. The only reason I got into the game right away, that's EA, is it's free to play. It cost me nothing off the bat. I only pay for cosmetics. And yes, I have bought some cosmetics, but that's to appreciate the developers. I like the work that they've done. The moment I see any hint of EA's digging their claws into this game, I'm not giving it any more money. Pure and simple. It just won't happen. And that's the worry, is that EA will do that. They'll put in some pay to win aspects or something that will ruin the game because they're trying to be too greedy. EA just has the record for doing that. And we're not talking the last 5 years. We're not talking the last 10 years. We're talking the last 20 years. They have done this. It's
Hang on, I'm
insane.
coming to you.
And because of that long history, that's why EA is my number one worry, that Apex Legends could fail for staying alive for a long time. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.
If you enjoyed this video, please press that like button, subscribe, and if you want more information on videos coming up, click that notification button. Also, in the description you will find links to my social media for Facebook, Twitter, and our Discord server. Thanks.